Hey all, welcome to Share Trek. This is Raj here. Friends, last time I brought to you the story of graphite and explained how the company fell from really lofty heights to a very low valuation and finally is now looking for strategic options. Today I want to talk to you about another company called Sangamo Therapeutics, which at one time was quoting around $19 plus and it's right now in single digits. So I'd like to talk about that because there are lessons to learn from there. So let's get started. Welcome back, friends. Sangamo Therapeutics is a genomic therapy company that specializes in the development of gene editing and gene therapy technologies. This company predates CRISPR. The company was founded in 1995 and has since become a leader in the field of genomic medicine. Sangamo Therapeutics has a strong track record of developing innovative treatments for genetic diseases and is considered to be one of the pioneers of genomic therapy. One of Sangamo's therapeutic main areas of focus is on developing therapies for rare genetic diseases. These are conditions that affect a relatively small number of people but can have a devastating impact on those who are affected. Many rare genetic diseases are caused by mutations in a single gene, and Sangamo Therapeutics is developing gene therapy and gene editing technologies that can correct these mutations. One of the key technologies that Sangamo Therapeutics has developed is called as zinc finger nuclease or ZFN gene editing technology. ZFNs are engineered proteins that can be programmed to recognize and cut specific DNA sequences by using ZFNs to target specific genes. Sangamo Therapeutics is able to edit the gene code and correct mutations that cause disease. Sangamo Therapeutics has also developed a number of other gene editing and gene therapy technologies, including CRISPR-Cas9 and TALENs. These technologies work by targeting specific genes and modifying them to treat or cure diseases. One of Sangamo Therapeutics' most promising treatment is a therapy for HIV that uses a gene editing technique to modify T cells to make them resistant to the virus. The therapy has shown to have been effective and to be safe and effective in early stage clinical trial and could represent a major breakthrough in treatment of HIV. However, of late, I don't find much information about this particular therapy, so I'll talk about it at a later date. It's for another day. In addition to its work on rare genetic diseases, Sangamo Therapeutics is also developing therapies for more common conditions such as cancer and autoimmune disorders. The company's pipeline includes a number of promising treatments, including a therapy for hemophilia B that uses gene editing to correct a genetic mutation that causes disease. Let us quickly take a look at their pipeline. Well, here we are in the pipeline of Sangamo. And as you can see, they got many therapies out here. They have a color coding out here for gene therapy, cell therapy, and genome engineering, which you can see as the color of the line on top of each box. For example, renal transplant has got this fluorescent green color on top, which means it's a cell therapy. Whereas if you look at neurology and prion, you're seeing an orange colored band, which means that it's genome engineering. So let's take a quick look at their pipeline. They have got in phase 3 clinical trial hemophilia A program, which is in collaboration with Pfizer. And then if you look at Fabry's disease, renal transplant, and sickle cell disease, they are in phase 1. And I should say that they dropped their sickle cell disease therapy for now, in the sense that they want somebody to invest in it to take it beyond stage 2, phase 2, and into monetization. That's, I think, their decision. We'll talk about this much more in the later stages of this video. In preclinical, they got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 therapies out there, out of which 2 of them are in collaboration with Kite, and one with Novartis, one with Pfizer, and one with Takeda. And then we have 1, 2, 3, 4 with Biogen. So there is a whole lot of collaborations also going on. But of late, some of these collaborations have fallen through. I'll talk about that subsequently later on in this video. But I just wanted to show you the breadth of their pipeline, that the pipeline can look broad, but it can disappear all of a sudden. I'll talk more about that as we go ahead. But one should remember that investing in Sangamo Therapeutics could be a good opportunity for those interested in genomic investments. The company has a strong track record of developing innovative therapies for genetic diseases, and its technology is at the forefront of the genomic field. While investing in any company carries some risk, some degree of risk, Sangamo has shown some promise in early clinical trials that could represent a good long-term investment for those interested in genomic therapies. However, when talking of risk, let us look at some of their initiatives that did not go quite the way they wanted it to go. Though the company currently has around 18 candidates in their pipeline, as we saw, the company recently announced in its fourth quarter business update that it would halt potential phase 3 investment in BIVV003 to instead funnel resources towards its Fabry disease program. So BIVV003 was their sickle cell disease program. The company has said that it was looking for a partner for the sickle cell med that could help finance future phase 3 development of the sickle cell disease program. Sangamo Therapeutics is no longer developing SB728-T for HIV. In fact, you don't even see it in their pipeline. The company had stated that they would continue long-term follow-up activities of clinical trials per study protocols. In fact, if you scour the internet, there is not much information on the therapy, and neither is it mentioned on Sangamo website. However, long-term follow-up is ongoing under NCT 04201782. Study started on 18th of March 2011, and the primary completion date is a disheartening 30th June 2035. What AGT 103-T is attempting is similar strategy to what Sangamo had attempted of removing the CCR5, and the only difference here is that AGT is in addition in installing a short interfering RNA sequence into the CD4 T cell to disrupt HIV replication if it got into the CD4 T cell without using CCR5 handle. I would say that one should manage one's expectation, as this is not an easy condition to address. So there's going to be many ups and downs in the hunt for a therapy. The share price of this company has been dropping since 17th of March. Their shares were down 8% to $1.84 after hours from a peak of $19. We'll visit their price chart before the end of this video, and we'll trace this out there. But suffice to say that it ended at $1.84 after hours at the close of business yesterday, after Novartis AG and Biogen Inc. terminated collaboration and license agreement. At the time of recording this episode, the share price of Sangamo was 1.62. And the reason I bring this to you guys is to highlight risks investors should remember and be aware of. The same may not happen to all genomic companies in our web watch list, but there is a possibility that it could. So always beware. And let us look at the price chart for this company just to get a feel of the ups and downs the Sangamo investors might have experienced. Well, here we are in the TradingView platform looking at Sangamo. And each of the candles out here is a one-day candle. I'm looking at a long-term chart. And the company has had a long history. And as you can see, at one point of time, it was quoting as high as $27. That was somewhere on 26th of February 2018. And then most recently, on 29th of December 2020, it had reached a high of 19.42. Ever since that, it has been falling steadily. And if we were to come to the current time frame, you would see that it has fallen straight away. And there is a doji candle out here for the last day. We don't know. We'll have to wait and see if it somehow turns out to be a trend reversal. But the chances of that happening are very low because of the alliances that have been dropped, and also the pipeline getting shorter. And they have already put their sickle cell therapy into cold storage for the time being. And so this is a cautionary tale that I wanted to bring to you guys. So you all might be wondering, Raj, why are you bringing us these kind of sad stories? I'm just bringing them across to you because, first of all, not much is happening in the genomic business right now because there is no trial coming up, or there is no BLA being approved or anything. There is some time, and the only action we are likely to see is going to be with Bluebird when they come up with their earnings release and give us some numbers for Zynteglo and Skysona. And the other catalyst would be for CRISPR Therapeutics if it comes up with completion of their rolling BLA and probably gives us some more information which is positive in their next earnings release. So while we are waiting for these things to happen, instead of scraping the bottom of the barrel and making profiles of the same companies again and again, I thought this is an opportunity for us to get familiar with a lot of promising companies that looked great on paper. They had a great pipeline and they had a great share price, and what happened to them, and what better example than Sangamo. And Sangamo, I still believe, is a good company, and it still has got a lot of opportunities to succeed. But boy, the road is going to be rather rocky. That's going to be the same thing for all of our genomic investment companies. I think the turbulence is much less for CRISPR Therapeutics at this point of time. But again, one of the main reasons that I say I like CRISPR Therapeutics is the broad pipeline and a lot of alliances that they have built up. But we saw the same thing with Sangamo. So we should have a healthy fear for the market, and we should have a healthy respect for all the volatility that could come up in the market. And we should also remember that many of these genetic diseases are not that easy to treat. And as our grip on gene editing technology and genomic sequencing and analysis becomes stronger and stronger, our odds of treating all these diseases are going to get better. But that's going to be over a rocky, long-term period of time with lots of ups and downs for various companies. Companies will come, companies will go, they will merge, they will be taken over, patents will be sold. And it will all get aggregated somewhere, and a winning company will come up with a lot of really good therapies. So I would like to leave you with that thought, my friends, and I hope you guys had a great Saturday, and I hope you have a great weekend. That's all for now, my friends. We'll catch up with you again later. And in case you like this video, please do not hesitate to put a like out there, because it helps the video and gets us new viewers and helps the channel grow. And if you're not yet subscribed, please subscribe, because more than 55% of our viewers are not subscribers. So I request each of you, please consider subscribing. It's absolutely free, and it'll help us grow this channel. We want to be the #1 genomic investment channel here on YouTube, and your help is most appreciated. Thanks and have a great day. Bye for now.